on a quorum. Deetta,
Pardon?
you want to announce that the meeting is now, has been live. We've been waiting a few minutes for a quorum. Someone's on their way.
As of, I don't see a time here, but anyway, as of now, we have officially opened the meeting of October the 13th, waiting for a quorum. So what do you want to say?
Mr. Harris is on his way, so
Yeah,
it should
Mr.
be
Harris is
more-
on his way, so we're waiting for a
2 or
quorum.
3 more minutes.
These never have been at 3 o'clock, have they?
I think our last meeting was at 3 o'clock.
Was it?
I think so. I don't know. He might have said something. I can't remember.
Well, I didn't have time to put makeup on, so don't think poorly of me. Or to eat lunch. Nails done, nails done.
You didn't build lunch.
No, I didn't. And neither did Wayne, because I was gone. I just walked in the door.
Oh,
Getting my nails done, Nancy. Getting my nails
you
done.
gotta take care of things. Those are the priorities.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Bobby lives past Four Corner Grill.
He lives in a different direction from Four Corner Grill. At least
I
that's
mean,
the
no,
way
I mean, the ice cream place.
Gray's
He lives
ice
on-
cream. But I usually go a different way than that. But yeah, he lives past that.
Mm.
But he should be here momentarily.
So the Amicable Church is going to charge us more, but they're
That's
going to do it.
okay.
Okay, yeah, hey, whatever.
I mean, I don't think it's an unreasonable amount, but we've got to wait for Bobby to talk about that. But I don't think it's an unreasonable amount for what they do for us. You got to realize that now, everybody wants everything sanitized before and sanitized after. I think it's kind of a good, reasonable price that they're asking for.
Do we still have to get a police person to bring people across the road?
I would say we'll probably have a police officer up there most of the day. I don't know about all of the day. It'll depend on how busy the actual locations get. But we shall see. Most of this stuff is kind of trial and error. You got to wait, see how many people, just like setting up the poll in here. I've got the 2 and us backing them up, but if it gets too crazy on the clerk side with calls and ballots coming in and all this.
Well, like you said, the amount of mail-ins that we've already had is astronomical. So I can't imagine that it's not going to affect the attendance.
Right. We're well over the 3,000 mark, I can tell you. But a lot of people just mail their ballot back to the state. Not all of them use the drop box. They mail it back to the state or drop it off here. Oh, I've got to just check something. I got it. here, Deanna. Okay, Bob.
Oh, hey.
I'm sorry, we should have called and reminded you. I thought, when you said 3 o'clock, I almost said.
I got 2 o'clock in the book. I got 3 o'clock on my calendar.
Oh, okay, don't worry about it. Okay, Bob's here, so he can open the meeting.
I thought I just did.
Well, yeah, we opened it, but we couldn't conduct anything because we didn't have a quorum.
Okay,
Bob can redo it, Bob. I'll take attendance. So it is 2:30.
Yeah,
He had opened it about 10 minutes ago.
more surprising.
We needed.
that's your number, Bob.
Yeah,
So Bobby is
Here.
now here. Go ahead, Bobby, reopen the meeting.
certificate of preliminary and final canvas
Well,
for the
first,
general election meeting.
I was gonna say, just open it so I can take your roll
Okay.
call.
We're now opening the meeting at 2:30.
Yeah, and I'll roll call Vice President Moran
Are you
Here.
here?
and
I'm
Chair Bob Harris. Member Paul Amaral, alternate Andrea Souza, and alternate Christopher Borden are absent. We knew they weren't going to be able to
Yeah.
make this time because they got called to work. Okay, Robert, Bobby, sorry.
Okay, certification of preliminary and final canvas for the general election, November the 3rd.
Okay, so this has been left here. We've had no calls on it. The last day to register was October 4th. It was at the police station. It was put in the paper, was advertised. So we have there were no changes made to it or requested to be changed. So we have the certification sheet and we'll have Chair Harris sign now.
Yeah,
And Deetta, you can sign when you come in later, but let's take a
I
motion.
make a motion that we accept the certifications of the primary and final canvas for the general election.
I'll second it. All approved too.
Sign those after, Bob.
Yeah,
That's just
okay.
the mail ballots.
Yeah.
You can sign them afterwards.
Okay, general election on November the 3rd. Certification of poll locations.
So you know that they had originally said we could combine the polls,
Yeah.
but now, then they had their meeting and they said, no, we cannot combine the polls. So we are back to having all 7 poll locations open, which is Pecasset School for District 3301, VFW Hall for District 3302, Country View for District 3303, Ranger School for District 3304, Sandywood Farms Community Center for 3305, Tiverton High School for 3306,
Isn't it? 6 or 7.
6,
Okay, 6.
and Amicable Church for 3307. And then we have the Town Hall for limited ballots and for presidential only. So I would There you go. You're gonna need a motion and then signatures.
I make a motion that we accept the 7 polling location as described by Nancy.
Including the 8th location of the town hall.
Yes, that too.
I second it. All in favor?
Okay.
Now, on these poll locations, have we got enough people to man them all?
We're trying hard. We just got the list
Or you
from,
don't?
we just got, let me try to turn it a teeny
Yeah.
bit so that they don't
Yeah.
hear me from afar. We just got the list from the state with the minimum amount of poll workers and moderators for each one.
Yeah.
And we're close. We need some more, but True just contacted us yesterday. So Christine's trying to get them on board. So we're hopeful. We're hopeful. We're still pushing for them, but we're hopeful. And Christine is actually, you know, they have the training
Yeah.
for this on the 20th, and then I think it's the 27th for the clerks and moderators.
Mhm.
But on a couple of new poll workers that what we've done is bring them in to work the town hall emergency voting, so we could add to their training a little bit.
Mhm.
And for a couple that are going to be clerks or moderators, we're going to try to use them as well for these days leading up, so that Christine will sit and train some more with them. Because it's difficult to just put people in place when they don't know, you know, everything about it. They can attend that Zoom training, but it's nothing like a hands-on.
Yeah. Training for the supervisors.
Yep,
Was the training for them the 20th?
the 20th. And that's a mandatory training.
Are we still going to have that training for looking at the certificates on what, the 27th or something?
That's the training for, I thought the 27th was the training for clerks and moderators. But there could be another one on that blind signature. Is that what
Right.
you're talking about?
Uh-huh.
And signatures, I'm not quite sure when that is. I'll check with Christine.
You know, on this workers and stuff, are we going to have someone to wash them down the boat and all this and that? Or-
So what we're planning on is the required amount of supervisors that they sent. 2 of our polls are going to need 6.
Yeah.
And the moderator, the clerk, where we can, we're going to put an added supervisor helping the clerk.
Okay.
And then we're going to have a greeter, and we're going to have someone to clean, periodically clean through. So we do have, I have to get the door. We're planning for enough.
Yeah.
Donna, do we have somebody at the door? Could you get that? So we are trying hard to get enough. And I'm actually
Going to the
even
wrong door.
trying to get an alternate for each one that could help with,
Yeah.
you know, dinner breaks or breaks. So we're trying to get the number needed. The next meeting we have, we'll have a better update on it.
Okay.
But Christine's done a good job.
They have to be registered in Rhode Island, right?
Just in Rhode Island, doesn't have to be Tiverton. We've got a couple from Portsmouth coming. Doesn't have to be Tiverton, anywhere in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
But the bulk of ours are from Tiverton
Yeah.
because they're most interested in. But I do have a few from Portsmouth, I believe.
Yes. I know they were trying to damn it, but all those older people down there, they don't do nothing with it.
Some people are just nervous
Yeah.
for several reasons. They might be nervous because being around a lot of people, or they might be nervous that they working on the poll pads
Yeah.
is different than when they used to just look down the list and check a name.
Well, I had two that were going to come, and one of them came down, they got some kind of something wrong. She didn't want to come in, and
Yeah,
but just to think of Dick Hart, you know, he died.
yes.
Yeah, I seen that. I can believe that.
I know, I went to the wake.
Did
But I will say this, that's why we're trying to get more than enough.
you? Yeah.
Because I'm sure, you know, anybody gets sick, they can't
Yeah.
work it, so we're trying our best. And
Well,
it's a continual, everyday working
Yeah.
on it.
Now then, to get back, while we're all on this year, what the heck, when it checks them in,
Yeah, the supervisor.
no, from the state, you know, the candidate dates. Have somebody there marking, okay, you know, they,
Oh, checkers, we
Checkers,
haven't
yeah.
had any checkers.
no,
We haven't had any requests yet, but
yeah,
I think that takes place closer to the election, like
yeah.
5 days before or something. You have to have it in by 5 days before.
Oh, okay. it's getting
So
close.
I haven't got any yet,
Yeah.
but
So,
we will arrange for checkers as well. They
Mm.
need a table. We'll do
yeah,
what we're supposed to do the best we can.
right. And we're gonna have to explain to them, they can't get up and running all over the place.
Right, we're gonna have to,
Have-
well, you know, for the FTI, for the primary, I didn't do a lot of going out to the
Yeah.
different polls, but on the election, I'm gonna have to get to the different polls,
Yeah.
you know, and just
I'll
stay
go
as.
to all of them, you know.
Yeah, we get a lot
Yeah.
more around by then,
Yeah.
so. And when we do the training for the moderators and clerks, we're just gonna have to remind the moderators, they're in charge of that polling
Right.
location for the day, and it's their responsibility to be controlling some of this.
Yeah.
But they probably wouldn't have known that at the primary,
Yeah,
because we
I
didn't
know.
expect a
Yeah.
big primary, and,
Because, you know, they think they can just run up there and,
yeah.
where they're checking in and they can't do it. So, we'll get that out of our way anyway. This darn thing. About wore out.
uh,
Okay, where we at now? Okay, you're here. Certification of general election mail ballot applications. You got any of those?
I think we already did that.
No, we got a whole bunch
Yeah.
more. So they're right here with all their certification sheets.
But I made a motion that we accept the certifications.
Right, and for the next meeting, we'll report how many we signed.
Okay,
I'll
You
second that.
signed, okay?
Okay, both passed, all in favor, anyway.
So Bobby will sign them while he's here,
Yeah.
and Deetta, you can come in and sign them.
yep.
Now then, the vote on a poll worker's rate for general election.
So we mentioned that last week.
Yeah,
You took a consensus, but you couldn't take a vote because it wasn't on the agenda.
yeah,
So now that it's on the agenda, we need to reference back to what you're willing to pay these poll workers. Now, we said there could be half shifts here at the town hall. This is for the emergency voting I'm talking.
okay,
And the decision was, it was $70 or $75, Paul? Had
For
to,
the- For half days is 70.
I thought you
the
said
half day, 70, okay.
something about $15 or $16 an hour. You come out with
Right.
something.
And then for a full day here, which is the 8:30 to 4,
I think it's 160.
I
Wasn't
thought it
Dad?
was 120.
120?
Yeah, it's a little less than the,
On that
so
paper you
it's
gave us.
70 for a half and 120 for a whole.
Okay.
Isn't that what we agreed to last week? What you agreed to last week?
I don't know,
It is.
but
Is it in the minutes, Nancy?
It is. I have not.
Yeah.
Christine's got those minutes.
but I thought the greeters there, not the greeters, but, yeah, whatever.
I'm just gonna check with Christine while you're, you can go to facilities payment.
Bob, why don't you tell us about the facility payment?
Huh?
Why don't you tell us about facilities payment? How much we're going to have to pay Amicable and VFW and those places?
I only know Amical,
What is that?
$300,
Okay,
but we do the washing down too,
yeah.
Oh.
Does that include cleaning supplies and stuff?
No, we do
We have
that,
to furnish them with that too?
yeah.
In the VFW and every place else too?
I guess, I don't know. I
Okay.
want to find out today or from Nancy.
All right. Well, I make a motion that we agree to pay Amicable $300 for their day of general election.
That was in cleanup. I tried to get 2 people down there and both of them called in sick.
Mhm.
They're all old people.
We're all old, Bob.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. Getting older by the minute.
I know.
All right, does somebody want to second that? $300?
I'm the only one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right, Bob. It's you and me. It's the Bob and Dieta show today.
Okay, so from last set of minutes, the half day was $75.
Oh, okay.
Paul had said, no, let's keep it. And then the full day was $125.
Okay.
Now, currently, which was approved, I guess, last year, we're paying a greeter $160.
Yeah,
Because they're there all day and they're on their feet and they're not, but they don't have to go to that training.
right.
So it's a
The
little,
greeters are 160.
yep. And then the supervisors are 170
Yeah,
and the clerks are 180 and the moderator is 190.
And who's 125?
That's for the emergency voting here all day.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, whatever it takes.
Oh, and so that's the full gamut of what you're paying for. And I would guess the cleaner would be 150. I mean, they have to be there from 6:15
Yeah.
in the morning
Yeah.
till 9:30 at night.
Right.
And that person has to keep wiping the door handles, the
Right.
privacy booth.
And we supply all the cleaning supplies to all of the facilities, right?
We supply the
Yeah.
cleaning supplies. We supply, although the Board of Elections sent us some masks and some hand sanitizers. We have the little packets of the
Washer,
little
yeah.
foam hand thing that they can take going out. They are providing us extra masks and sanitizer. Now, we also have to, it's only providing masks for those that do not, and all you can do is suggest on the masks, okay? You can't force them, but hopefully people will abide. And we'll have the police department, no, the fire department gave me 30 face shields. Because if we don't have enough of the sneeze guards, I ordered 12 more sneeze guards. And we have about 14 here, but now I'm spreading out for 7 poles.
Didn't you say it was $200 a piece for those sneeze guards?
225, but we have I had applied for that grant, which has got to be used for protective equipment
Yeah.
and stuff, so. But those will be held and stored downstairs for all elections. So it looks like I have enough face shields, I have enough, hopefully enough masks. Sanitizer, we should have plenty. And cleaning supply, we'll have plenty. Because the maintenance department here has been providing a lot. But before we go too far into that, we did vote for that, but we need to vote on the poll worker rates. So if you don't like that rate or you want to change that rate, you got to let us know.
I make a motion that we accept the poll worker rates as we agreed last meeting.
Okay, as stated, because last week we didn't mention the all day ones
Yeah.
at the polls.
Mhm.
Okay, Bob?
Okay, I'll second it. Yeah.
Okay,
And vote yes.
we already did the facilities payment, Nancy.
Okay.
No, we
and
only done one.
right.
Country View, are you paying them?
I think we should,
Yeah,
because we already pay the VFW.
yeah.
And I don't think what they ask is unreasonable for what
No.
they went
Yeah.
through for us. And I think amicable is more than reasonable too. That was
Yeah.
300. And I think VFW was probably 300. Used to be 2, then I think it went to 3. Now the
Country
schools,
View is the same
the-
thing.
schools we don't have to pay, of course, we own the schools.
Yeah,
But they may require that we give them something for the janitors or somebody to go in
Yeah.
and clean the place. So
And
I will check with that if there's a fee. I mean, that's only fair that we're using it for that. So the only other place would be Sandy Woods and Country View.
yeah,
Now, I think we should give them a stipend because like with amicable, it's so much easier
yeah,
to give them the money than for us to go out, hire a contractor to
Yeah.
go and clean it before, then clean it again after. We're
Right.
gonna be spending the same amount of money and we're gonna be spinning our wheels to do it. If they have personnel and stuff that can clean it and
Yeah.
it's their facility, I think it's so much easier to do that. So we have not contacted Sandy Woods or Country View for that yet.
Yeah.
But we will.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're paying some, you should be,
yeah. Country View, you're gonna pay the same.
because they stepped up
I
to the
know
plate.
it's small.
I would never pay more than that.
Yeah,
I mean, we're not gonna pay somebody more than we're paying the others.
yeah,
And maybe they'll want less. I don't know.
oh yeah, they'll give us back some of it, huh?
They'll give it back, though. Maybe they'll pay us. I don't know. No, but they've been very cooperative. They took
Yeah.
us on last minute and they want it cleaned. We either gonna get in there and clean it or we're gonna pay them for their own people to clean it. So I will work on those.
somebody's at the door.
Oh. She's getting it.
She's got it, yeah.
Okay.
What the, see, I
Do you want to vote on those payments so far or did you already do
We
that?
did.
You did? Okay.
We did for amicable.
Well,
All right, well, you should.
same for all of them.
All right.
All right. Oh, okay.
Broke my train of thought. What was I gonna ask? That's all right, I guess. Oh, yeah, Amical. They keep equipment, guys can't take equipment up in the elevators there
Okay,
because it's only for people. And
all right,
it's not that strong. It's getting enough to get a couple of people up there.
okay.
Yeah,
So that's fine. We will check with them, Manny and Phil. I did mention that to the administrator. I did mention that we're gonna need Manny and Phil more that day.
and then they're gonna have, either fire or any emergency, that they can go through the sanctuary and go out the back door to the ramp to go.
All right, so they'll explain the emergency
Yeah.
situation to you, so you can explain it when you
Yeah.
go there to the poll workers, so
Yeah.
that they know if in case of any emergency, go which direction to go,
Yeah.
okay?
So I won't be going down the same place at the same time.
Right. So a good question that you raised before was, are we gonna have police station, a police officer station there? And that's
Yeah.
up to the Board of Canvas, but
I think we should.
I think we should
Yeah, yeah.
have, for at least once
Any
at 5
late-
o'clock
yeah.
on,
Okay,
or probably on and off. If it slows down, they can leave. But I do worry about people crossing the street back.
Yeah, I do too. I think we need it.
I'm gonna try to send we're gonna have the poll workers to go across the street and park. And they have a whole parking lot over there.
So
I
when
do-
we do the poll worker training on Zoom,
Yeah,
we're gonna have to stress that
Yeah.
they park on the opposite side of the street so that we allow, because you're not, if you park in that south parking lot, you're gonna have to walk around the church to get in,
well,
which is fine. It's only a building you're walking around. But I don't know if it's a rainy day or a
yeah,
cold day or whatever.
but
So
they don't want them to come through the hallway down there though. Well, they got junk all down through there.
No, they're not gonna come
Yeah.
in through that south door.
Okay. Now
Hello.
then, on the north end here, the parking lot, that
Yeah,
should only be for handicap.
well, they got quite a few spots in there
I
though.
think you get 8 or 10,
Yeah,
but everybody else wants to park there, so.
right. So we will definitely have to get an
Then
officer
the
for
pole,
there.
then the people having the signs at the poles, I'll have to scoot them down or somewhere.
Yeah,
that
they're
way
gonna
to
have to
park.
be told you cannot park in those parking lots. That there's just limited parking.
Yeah.
And
Can I vote today?
you can vote tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
It starts emergency voting tomorrow.
That's
Today
good.
you would have had to do it by mail.
That'll cost you. No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you later, see if you want to cheers for Knights Columbus, because they're closing. But this is on Zoom meeting, so I'll call you later. So anyway, and do you think you're gonna need police? I think we should have a second officer if they have them available, or maybe they'll use special officers.
I don't know about Pecasset.
Because that's what I worry about.
Yeah.
Pecasset, what I worry about is when candidates add to it.
Yes,
But, and it's a presidential one, so, I mean, some of
We
these
don't-
people that come by our polls may not even be local people that we're used to.
Yeah.
So I think if we at least kept another officer floating around
and
Pecasset,
VFW, it's,
VFW,
Sandy Woods.
Review.
Sandy
I
Woods,
mean-
we not got that many people voting there anyway.
Yeah, I don't know about Sandy Woods being a problem, but I'll tell you, I think maybe Ranger School, but
Yeah,
I think Country View even. You have to realize these are facilities letting us use
yeah,
their buildings as a voting location.
because they got,
We have to be respectful. That's an elderly community.
Sandy Woods got a parking lot up the road there. They can park.
Mhm.
You don't have to park right down in front
Yeah.
of the building.
Yeah, I pack in the back. Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask for 2 or 3. It's unfortunate, but we gotta put added police protection.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna maybe ask for 3 different, and maybe they can be the special police. Whatever,
Yeah.
they don't have to be, I mean, I can't take everybody out of the,
Yeah,
but I just think it's important that we have, because
we gotta have
with
the
a
poll.
presidential election, I don't know who these people
Yeah.
are all gonna be.
But we gotta have them when we close the polls.
We're
Check
gonna
the
need them to
booth.
close the polls. Yeah, we're gonna, well, I can put 4 on for the night to
Yeah.
help close the polls. But I think we should have 3 on all day, 3
Okay,
special police for the day. Just because, like, we've given enough reasons. So you're gonna have to let me know if that's what you want.
I make a motion that we coordinate with the police to have at least 3 people floating around the 7 polling places during the day, during the polling times.
Where needed.
And 4 on the night
Yeah.
shift.
And 4 on the night shift to close the polls.
Float around and then go help close the poll.
Right,
If we send
Hey, guys.
4, we have to send somebody with them.
Yeah.
right.
And then we have 7 polls, but some you could close, like Ranger in the high school.
Yeah.
You know, the same person could go in, and we've done that before.
Yeah.
And we've got 5 border canvas, so not Chris, because he's running. So 4 border canvas people
Yeah.
and a couple of clerks from the office, like Christine can go.
Why not 5?
Well, Chris is a candidate, so he
I
can,
know, but what about Andrea and Paul?
Andrea, Paul, Bobby, and Deanna.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but I wouldn't include Chris in this
Oh, okay, I see what you're
Okay.
saying. All right.
No.
because he's a candidate. So, and then we have to work on the meals. We said Four Corner Grill
Yeah.
and
Diane.
McGovern's and Family Ties. We'll divide-
Diane said she would take care of
Diane said she would. All
Amicable, yeah.
right. So
So-
Amicable is the one most out towards the
Yeah.
south. So if Diane takes care of that from Four Corner Grill, that's a big one out of the way because Picasset and VFW are kind of close together.
So where you-
Ranger and the high school are close together. Country View and Sandy
So
Woods.
where you sending Steve at?
I'm gonna send Steve.
I told
Yes.
Diane, she said.
Oh, no, we're gonna send
Yeah.
Steve. Don't worry about it. We will.
No, yeah.
And we'll send Phil and Manny with coffee and donuts. Because it's gonna be it's gonna be a hectic, it's gonna be a hectic day for them.
Yeah, it is.
And that's why I'm trying to get some backup poll workers. It's gonna be challenging.
I'll tell Manny and Phil that I'll do the coffee and donuts for Picasset and the VFW.
You sure? Because you're gonna be needed just to get around and see what's going on in the polls.
That's morning, Nancy. That's fine.
Oh, okay,
I'd rather have something to do.
okay.
I can find that.
Mhm.
All right, that's fine then. Dieta will get the coffee and donuts for them too.
For Picasset and VFW.
For Picasset and VFW. So then let's see, the emergency voting starts tomorrow. And like I say, we have 2 supervisors and we're gonna probably put a 3rd to get the ballots, to hand the ballots, because for emergency voting, you could come from any of the 7 districts and
Yeah.
you've got to get your district ballot. So they've got to actually state your District 7, 3307, this is a 3307 ballot, so that they're confirming the ballot is the one they should have. And there's no need for dinners there because we will be closing at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Not like the FTR where we stay till 8. So we'll be closing at 4 p.m. So there's no need for dinners there. Let's see. The Dropbox is becoming quite popular. They came down last Wednesday and mounted a camera at the
Okay.
state fence. Manny and Phil did a good job of the cement and bolted it right into the cement. They even put some rubber raised there teeny bit so that the water won't get into the bottom. There's actually a big bin in there. And I want to tell you, this morning, when the girls came in, they emptied, you have to send 2 at a time.
Yeah.
They emptied it, and over the weekend, we had 198 mail ballots in there. That was this morning. At 2 o'clock, Christine and I went out. There was 195 more
Wow.
ballots just from today.
Yeah.
Morning when they opened it at 8:30 to 2 o'clock this afternoon, there was 195 more mail ballots and several mail ballot applications, which end at 4 o'clock today. And there was quite a few of those in the mail. They've been entering those all day. And we've been inundated with calls for when can I go in and vote in person, and has my mail ballot been sent? And we go right online on the CVRS and we check it out and we let them know, oh yes, the state mailed it on October 5th. So the phone rings all day, but they're pretty, a lot of people are waiting till tomorrow's, when we start the in-house voting.
It's gonna be your last election, isn't it?
Yeah, can't wait.
Oh,
So,
you get
If
up-
I'm going to get over there, I'm going to have to leave, but I have something on my notes that say we have something on Thursday, the 17th at 4 o'clock. What's that?
Thursday, the 17th at 4 o'clock, that's probably our next meeting. Let me check. Yeah, we probably set that as the next meeting,
Oh, okay.
because by then all the mail ballot apps will be completed, because that ends today. And we've got quite a pile here.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I'm going to make a motion that we postpone the approval of the minutes, since I haven't had a chance to look at the 26th until our next meeting.
All right, Bob.
I'll second it.
Okay, good. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you shortly, Nancy.
Okay, so the 29th, we can continue, Bob, because as long as you start with a quorum, you're okay. The 29th was emailed to you, so try to read them before.
Yeah, I
the-
will.
Yeah, 29th was emailed, the 26th and 5th have not been emailed yet.
Okay, I'll see you shortly.
Okay, we're trying to get them done as quick as we can in between these
Yeah.
things, but it's slow going.
Hey, kid.
Here's a set of the 29th, if you want to, instead of printing it out at your
Yeah.
place. So I guess you can adjourn.
Okay, I'll make the motion with adjourn.